The commies just found the Rosetta Stone.
你好，我的名字是梅尔佐拉曼达尼。我不知道中文，可是我想试一下。了解如何参加抽签，您还可以免费获得 the Theater Development Fund.
Mandani speaking the language of the revolution, Mandarin Chinese. And just like the chairman, he's sending in the Red Guards to purge the productive class.
When it comes to these spontaneous uprisings or mass movements, so-called spontaneous, we know that they arise out of crises within capitalist society. We as DSA can be a major force that can provide that sharp edge by working in coalition with other organizations, developing those clear democratic processes to come up with a political platform, messaging and strategy, and maintain that energy while also giving the capitalist class a bloody nose.
Mandani may be speaking Chinese, but his comrades are telling the country what they want in plain English. These tactics straight out of the Soviet playbook. Bash the capitalists and burn the Constitution.
So the two things that we're famous for is our commitment to a program and our hatred of the United States Constitution. And what the program does is it gives us a roadmap to revolution, and it gives us the obstacle that we finally will have to get over to have a revolution, which is the United States Constitution, the basis of the United States government.
A big part of the program? Abolishing the Senate.
What does it mean when you say you want to abolish the Senate?
We ultimately want to replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy, something like a parliamentary system that exists in many other countries. So abolishing the Senate is not something we could snap our fingers and do next year or in a few years, but we want to expand democracy so that we have a much more representative, something like the House of Representatives.
No Senate means no checks and balances. That was a mechanism designed by the framers to restrain the power of a tyrannical government. No one's going to go for this, right? Wrong. We just got to look at the books. The Democratic Socialists of America have gone from 5,000 members to over 130,000 members in just 15 years. You could call it the fastest growing political movement since MAGA. Now, MAGA dwarfs it in size, but they've captured the nation's attention and captured a bunch of nominations. Now, Hips, he's trying to have it both ways.
Do Democratic Socialists belong in the Democratic Party, Leader Jeffries?
Well, what I can say is that I do not support defunding the police. I do not support open borders. I do not support abolishing the Senate. I don't support the DSA agenda as has been articulated by the DSA itself. It's going to be a broad caucus. There will be progressives, there will be new Dems, there will be blue dogs.
I don't agree with anything they stand for, but they're welcomed into my party. Would Hips say that about Republicans? No. The reason is because he's scared. A new CBS poll of Democrats, socialism is 2 times more popular than capitalism. The so-called leader of Democrats in Congress has completely lost control of his agenda.
As a Democratic leader in the House, would you vote for or against Medicare for all?
I think as you've indicated in your question to me, it's not legislation that I currently am co-sponsoring or that I support.
Wrong answer, Hips.
What do you make of what you just heard from Leader Jeffries on Medicare for all?
Medicare for all is arguably the most important priority.
This is a Republican dream come true. The communists are going to force a vote on the House floor for government-run health care. Everyone's going to go on the record. Be my guest. A couple years ago, no Democrat, maybe besides Bernie, would raise their hand, aye, for that. Now taking away your doctor's hot. And if you're not for it, the mob's going to nail your hide to the wall. Do the Democrats have the grit to fight Trump and fight a communist insurrection? Well, right now, the only soldiers we're seeing are Fetterman and some old-timers.
When they start with this, well, we're a big tent party.
No.
That is a lot of crap. Abolish the police, close prisons, open borders, do away with the Constitution. That's not the Democratic tent. It's just not. But they are afraid, Bill, of the extremists. We will defeat ourselves on this path.
Democrats said don't invite your MAGA uncle over for Thanksgiving. Remember? He's not allowed on your house for a holiday. But these crazy communists who want to abolish the police and prisons, they're allowed in. The tent's not big enough for your family, but these maniacs, yeah, come on in. What did Maxine Waters say? No relation? Get in their face when you see them in the street, talking about us. Run them out of restaurants, they said. Don't date them. But the commies who are calling for a bloody revolution, literally, they could do business with those guys. We hate the Constitution, and we want to punch you in the face. These people are like just a nicer version of ISIS. They're saying, don't work. The government will take over everything and just give you free stuff. Free breast implants for illegals? Why not? Free apartment? You got it. Smoke the teeth out of your head with meth? Free dentures. So why is abolishing the system and living cradle to the grave off the government's teat appealing? Well, one, Democrats didn't deliver anything for people when they had power. And two, an entire generation came of age during the Great Recession, during a housing crisis and record inflation. And they were told taking out 200 G's of college loans would guarantee them a job and the American dream. Now they can't afford an apartment because their degree is worthless. And Biden shoved 1 million illegals into their city, so the rent's too damn high. So what they do, they quit. And they want a shortcut to success. And the Democrat Party, their party, surrendered. Axios says it like this: they've lost their identity. Quote, establishment Democrats have made clear what they're against without making much of a case for what they're for. It's hard to beat something with nothing. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.